ladies and gentlemen, we have to keep our eyes on what many of these 2020 presidential candidates say from the Democratic Party. And we have yet another one that wants to dictate how reparations should be. They have no problem handing out checks to the Indians, the Jews, or the Japanese. But when it comes down to us, it's some issue with giving us a check. Now, I want you to also keep in mind, y'all, they've claimed for a damn century we're nothing but 13% of the population. Since we're such a small speck in America, according to you, then reparations shouldn't be a problem. We're this little tiny 13% group, remember? Now, how is 13% of the population going to bankrupt America if you do reparations? Sound like some high IQ math is going on up in here. But ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out in ebony.com, March 19th, 2019. Senator Amy Klobuchar. Slavery reparations don't have to be direct pay. Why? Why? It's direct pay for everyone else, but when it comes down to us, it don't, we have to do things differently. See, ladies and gentlemen, that in itself is racist. The fact that they've done everybody else's reparations one way, but they want to do an entirely different thing when it comes down to us. That is racism right there. We have to invest in those communities that have been hurt by racism. Now, then they get into the inner city talk. Here's the problem. Every Black person in America don't live in inner cities. Every Black person in America don't live in a depressed area. So if we're going to go by the areas in America hurt by racism, then a lot of us are going to be skipped over. So that's no good. So what she's proposing is no good. Why didn't you propose that to the Jews? Don't give them a check. Just those areas that they may be poor in. Don't give the natives a check. Just give them something for them areas that they're poor in. See, ladies and gentlemen, don't let them get away with this argument. Senator Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota, is the latest 2020 presidential hopeful to discuss her position on direct reparations for the African American descendants of slaves. I believe that we have to invest in those communities that have been hurt by racism, she told moderator Chuck Todd during Sunday morning edition of NBC's Meet the Press. Okay, again, Black people don't all live in areas that have been hurt by racism, but we are still part of the legacy in America. So, she thinks she's slick. She wants to look at communities and not look at us as the descendants of slaves. We all been hurt by this, no matter where we're living in America. From the richest descendant of slave down to the poorest. So no, it should never be done by community. Okay. Her reparations, however, do not include financial repayment to Black Americans. Then what she's offering is not reparations. Plain and simple. If she's not offering restitution financially to ADOS, then what she's saying is not reparations. And it doesn't mirror the reparations that you gave to others. Remember, we're 13% of the population, according to everybody in the white community that's been saying this for the last damn near century. Y'all been saying the same thing about us being 13%, and there's no way that's correct, but we're going to go by what you said. So if we are just 13% of the population, then America should not feel any reparations coming to us. We're little, remember? We're just some tiny little group. It doesn't have to be a direct pay for each person. Yes, it does, or it's not reparations. But what we can do is invest in those communities, acknowledge what happened, Klobuchar said, and that means better education. No, 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 no. We have been getting your education in this country for many, many decades, and the Black community is still behind because we're being sabotaged. There's a reason why you got all these white female teachers up in up in the Black community, as educating our kids, which they're not getting an education at all. What you're doing is trying to slow them down and keep them from catching up to the white kids. That's the whole purpose in the white female teacher. She has no other purpose in the Black community. So no, I don't want a dime of our money going into American education. If we want our kids educated, we need to build those institutions ourselves. But Klobuchar putting the money in education when we saw it has done nothing but ruin the Black community is no good. I don't accept that. See, you see how they all jump to education? I want you to notice that pattern. Better education. We've been talking about better education forever, and it has never happened. It has never happened. So, they got a poor track record in giving the Black community better education. So I reject her offer to give us reparations, pour it into the poorest Black community, and pour it into a very failed education system when it comes down to the Black community. No. That means look at, for our whole economy, community college, 1-year degrees, minimum wage, childcare, making sure that we have shared dreams of opportunities for all Americans. No, I don't accept nothing this woman is saying. What she is saying is garbage. It's not reparations. It's not what we were asking for, and we should not take it. Okay? We need you to make full restitution for what has happened to Black people in America. Saying you're going to fix up communities, that will exclude many Black people that don't live in inner cities and in poor neighborhoods. Okay? She thinks she's slick. I'm seeing through everything this woman is saying. It's garbage. And I'm not looking for all Americans to have a shared dream through our reparations. No, no. I'll tell you this, we may look different. We may pray different, but we all have the shared dream of America. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. If you look at everything that's happened in the Black community, that's not anybody's shared dream in America. Okay? She is just on her politician lingo, word salad, meaningless words. America, we are only 13% of the population. It should be no problem for you to make direct pay to a small group like us. You said it yourself. We're small. And that's not being sent to many communities right now in this country. And it's hurting not just them, it is hurting our whole country. And this is the fault of people that look like you, Amy Klobuchar, because this should have been settled a long time ago. We shouldn't even be having this conversation centuries later. But you think you're going to keep skirting along and not doing stuff. And no, I reject everything this woman said. Klobuchar stance is almost the same as the other Democratic candidate hopefuls. It is, including Senator Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris. Though they have not ruled out checks for the Black descendants of slaves, they would like to set up programs. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is why I'm telling you, programs do not work. America got millions of programs right now at this very moment. They got tons and tons and tons of programs. None of those programs have ever got the Black community out of poverty. None of those programs have made the Black community better. None of those programs have made things better for our children. No, we are not talking programs here. But I'm telling you, this is why they all want to run to that program stuff, as if the programs in America aren't dysfunctional and don't work. They would like to set up programs to erase the racial disparities in wealth, education, and other functions of society. No, 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 ladies and gentlemen. The only thing we need to do is move along from Amy Klobuchar. Her chances of being president is probably as great as my cat Loretta. Okay, that's the way I see it. But what she is talking is what we have heard before. We have heard this all before. We don't want your education. If we want to set up an educational system, we'll do our own. Your educational systems and your teachers have been no good for the Black community. We don't need you to just say reparations is fixing up some of the poorest Black communities when all Black people don't live there. They're going to stay on this, y'all. They're going to stay on this program stuff. They're going to stay on it. Just understand that. As soon as program come out of them, you should just move on. Now that I know Amy Klobuchar is full of shit, I won't be doing any more videos on her unless she says something so over the top, I have to come back and do a video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.